Hi, my name is Sabrina and this is Michelle, and today we are going to talk about some veggie superfoods. So we will discuss what those are, their benefits, and some easy and fun recipes.
Yes, we're going to talk about this cruciferous vegetables.
Crucifer, what?
Cruciferous vegetables, yes. Not many people know that word, but it's a family of vegetables. It's actually the cabbage family. And there's much more to it than cabbage, but it's considered the cabbage family. And these vegetables have a big punch of vitamins, minerals, fiber, all kind of antioxidants, many benefits that we're going to discuss today. So we're real excited to bring this class to you.
Definitely. So for the next few months, we will be doing a series of classes that are called, the theme is the season of plant goodness. And so the cruciferous vegetable family is one of those families. So we're really excited to bring that to you.
So how many of you, when you were a child, your mom said, don't leave the table till you finish your broccoli? We heard it many a time, and we never knew why she was so hung up on the broccoli. Well, it's because broccoli is one of the cruciferous vegetables. You know, gotta have that big punch of health, and Mom wants to keep us healthy. So now we're finally gonna figure out why we were supposed to eat our broccoli.
Mom knew what she was talking about.
That's right. So Sabrina, let's talk about some of the benefits of, in particular, of cruciferous vegetables, since we keep toting on them and saying that they're awesome.
So one of the things that cruciferous vegetables do is they reduce the risk of cancer.
Yes, they do. There's many studies that show that it actually can decrease your risk of getting cancer if you include a diet that's high in these cruciferous vegetables.
So what they do is they decrease the risk of that plaque buildup, which would lead to heart attacks. And
Heart
stroke,
attacks, heart
definitely.
disease, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
And then other inflammation too in your body. And we know that inflammation causes many different diseases in our body and health problems. So inflammation, we definitely want to decrease that.
Yeah. Like with the inflammation, that increases the risk of those autoimmune diseases and things like that. So cruciferous vegetables will help in that department as well. And they also, because they are so full of fiber, they help to regulate our blood glucose levels. So they're going to decrease the risk of type 2 diabetes, which is great.
Yes. Weight loss, helping us regulate our weight. They're higher in fiber, so it keeps us more full throughout the day, which leads, we don't do as much snacking through the day and gain weight.
Yeah.
So we all know we got to decrease those calories, and that's one way to do it, to increase that fiber.
Yeah.
Sabrina, tell us how important fiber is in our diet.
Fiber is so important. So fiber helps to grow that good gut bacteria. So we want a good, diverse environment of those good gut bugs. And the way we grow those good gut bugs is through fiber and by way of cruciferous vegetables. So fiber helps to regulate the blood sugar levels, helps promote weight loss, helps decrease inflammation. Wonderful things. Helps to keep us full for longer, which leads to that weight loss. So fiber is beneficial in everybody's diet.
And what about hormones? Can it help regulate hormones?
Definitely. Cruciferous vegetables, that's one of the many benefits, is it helps to regulate hormones.
Wow. So we do have a good reason to eat our broccoli now, don't we?
Yes, but it's not just broccoli
That's
is
right.
in the
So
group.
let's go through each vegetable and talk a little bit about it and introduce you to it.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, so it's a cabbage, very versatile. These cabbages used in coleslaws, if you like coleslaw. You can chop it up raw and put it in a salad. You can even make like little steaks with it. Sprinkle some seasoning, maybe a little olive oil, and bake that in the oven until it's tender.
You can steam it, you can boil it.
Steam it, boil. Wonderful, very versatile. So in cutting the cabbage, you want to take a good sharp knife and cut around the core here. Let's look. Cut around the core, and then that'll enable you to better cut the cabbage however you want. If you're using it for coleslaw, you'll want to shred it. If you're boiling it or steaming it, maybe cube it. If you want to make that cabbage steak, you know, cut it in like little thick steak-like things, you know, just very versatile.
Sauerkraut too.
Oh, sauerkraut, definitely.
Forgot about sauerkraut. All right, so the next one is broccoli. There's our broccoli again. Our little trees. Broccoli, you can cut off each little, what would you call
Little
it?
tree.
Little
tiny
tree.
little tree.
You can also eat the stem on broccoli. Clean it well. You can strip it of some of the thicker skin, but it actually has a lot of fiber in it. So if you'd like to leave it on, that's fine to leave it on as well. Steaming it in a pot.
Chopping it for salads.
Broccoli salads. Absolutely.
You can, if your kids don't really care for broccoli, some low-fat ranch dip. We'd rather them have the ranch dip with the broccoli than not the broccoli at all.
Or just a little bit of cheese sauce,
Cheese sauce,
on
something
it
like
as
that.
well.
Definitely.
Great. All right.
And so this may not be the prettiest vegetable you've ever seen, but this is a rutabaga. And so don't be fooled by its unsightly exterior. You'll peel it before you cook it.
It does have a thick outside skin, so you want to peel the rutabaga. It's very similar to a turnip. It's a little bit milder in flavor than a turnip.
Yeah, so this would be good steamed. They have recipes that you can add the rutabaga to. Just different things.
All right, Brussels sprouts.
My favorite.
Brussels sprouts have gotten bigger. They're almost like very small little cabbages. They've gotten bigger these last few years, I think. More people are eating Brussels sprouts. Cooking them in the oven, or you can steam them.
You can throw them in the microwave. When you can roast them in the oven with some little olive oil, or you can put some balsamic vinegar or some.
So you pull off these outer loose leaves on the Brussels sprout, and then oftentimes people cut them in half before they cook them.
Yeah. All right. We have radishes.
Love our radishes.
Beautiful red colored radishes. So these can be sliced and put in a salad.
They're not generally cooked. Radishes are not generally cooked. They have like a little spicy flavor to them and add a good fresh little bite to a salad.
Yeah, you can even eat them just as a snack by themselves, really. So you'll cut them from the greenery. Just wash them really well, cut maybe this little stem off the end, and either slice them or dice them however you want them to for your salad, or just slice them up and eat them. And the greens, these are edible, and you can, if you want to, throw them in a salad, but they're kind of rough. So you may, if you saute some greens, throw these in with it. There will be some added nutrients to it, and you can make use of the entire plant.
Awesome idea. All right, now we got our cauliflower. Last but not least, the cauliflower is a lot like your broccoli. It comes in kind of pieces. What I would do is pull off these outside leaves and cut the stem off, cut around in here to pull that out. And then I love to steam the cauliflower, which I'm going to show you in just a few minutes how I would steam a cauliflower.
Definitely.
And also salads with ranch, all kinds of
cheese. You can also make the steaks and a cauliflower. One time I made a cauliflower steak. I seasoned it up. I cut it into a steak, a thick, and seasoned it, baked it. Then when it was almost tender, I pulled it out and put a little bit of spaghetti sauce and just a sprinkling of cheese, stuck it back in there, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful dish. Definitely.
Sounds like a great dish. Cauliflower also, they've been using cauliflower a lot of low-fat diets. You find people that are using cauliflower trying to keep away from those carbs. Also, you can cook cauliflower to where it's super soft, where you can just put a fork through it. It's almost like a mashed potato. And so a lot of people like that. They do make cauliflower rice now, and they make pizza doughs out of the cauliflower. So cauliflower is getting a little bit bigger in the diet industry, but it's still a very natural vegetable when you start with your cauliflower and don't have the additives. It is a wonderful addition to your diet.
Definitely so. And back here we have a bok choy. Bok choy is great. You can chop that up and put that in your salads. You can add it to your soups. If you do a stir fry, an Asian stir fry, chop that up and add that to that stir fry. A lot of delicious flavors in that.
Yes, you would see that more in Asian restaurants, Chinese restaurants.
Definitely.
And then we have our kale here. Kale is another thing. It's kind of come up a little bit more, it seems like, in the last few years, the benefits of kale, and trying to make different recipes with it. Kale chips is one thing that a lot of kids, families love it. They love the little kale chips. So
you can cut it up, you can saute it. It's tough, but if you throw it in the pan and you saute it and tenderize it, it's good. I throw kale in my smoothies every morning. So, and I can't taste it, but it's in there. So I'm getting those cruciferous vegetables every morning with my smoothie and all that fiber and just those added nutrients. Another versatile veggie.
Yes. I think that's it for our cruciferous vegetables. We tried to pick up all of them that we could think of.
Yeah, and there are more. There are turnips and turnip greens, mustard greens.
About the greens. That's right. Mustard greens, turnip greens,
wasabi.
Turnips, wasabi.
Before studying, for this class and looking into all the cruciferous vegetables, I had no idea that wasabi was something that was part of our cruciferous vegetable family. It's not just a little green blob on your plate when you get sushi at the restaurant. So very interesting. Who knew?
Well, that's
definitely.
Great. Well, all right.
So I think next we're going to show everyone how we steam. I think you're going to make your wonderful cauliflower with the
cheese sauce on it.
Definitely.
Yes. Great. All right, now we're going to steam a cauliflower. So I have my cauliflower. I washed it like we spoke of before. Removed the green leaves, turned it over, and cut out the hard inside on the bottom. So now what we're going to do is take a pot that I can steam in, and I'm going to put about a cup of water in the pot. 2 cups of water in the pot. And just a little steamer basket. You can get these at the grocery store. You can get them anywhere. I put a steamer basket in the bottom. And I'm going to take my cleaned cauliflower. I'm leaving it whole, but you can pull it into different little sections if you'd like to do it a little faster. I like the way it looks as a whole cauliflower, but you certainly can. All right, and I'm going to close that up. I'm going to turn it on high and get my water boiling, and then I'm going to turn it down to low for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I will put a fork in it and see how soft it is. So we'll check it in just a few minutes. It's been about 10 minutes and it's starting to steam now. You can see the steam coming out of the side. I still have it on high. But it's starting to steam up and my water's going to start to boil. So I'm going to put that lid on and keep it tight on. And I'm going to turn it down to low at this point and let it steam for a little.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to make some cheese sauce to go on our cauliflower. We have our steamed cauliflower here. I just took it out of the pot and carefully put it on the plate. So I'm going to turn the stove on medium to low. And I'm going to put a tablespoon and a half of margarine or butter. Excuse me. Let that melt. So first, what I'm going to do is make like a little cream sauce, like almost like a gravy. We'll do the butter, and then we'll put a little flour in that, and then we'll pour a little milk and whisk it in. Now, this is a good idea when your kid's not quite ready to have their broccoli or cauliflower without anything on it. So a little bit of cheese sauce can go a long way. Wouldn't be too heavy-handed on the cheese.
Here we go.
All right, we have our butter finally melted. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of flour. That's plenty. And just cook that flour just a little bit to get the flour flavor out of it. I don't want to burn it, but I do want to cook it just a little bit. All right, now I'm going to start adding in a little bit of milk. I have 1.5 cups of milk. I'm going to add my milk in slowly. Usually I use a whisk. I'm going to try to do it with a spatula today. I'm going to mix it in real good. If it looks like it's clumping on you, just give it a little bit of time and a little whisk and kind of push it around. So, back on the stove. Just getting my lumps out now. Like I said, if I had a whisk at home, I would use a whisk. And we're going to want to bring this to a boil, just a low boil, a little simmer, and it'll start thickening up. The flour will thicken up that milk. Stirring until that thickens just a little bit. Okay, this finally moved a little bit and it's thickening up. It's been about 5 to 10 minutes, probably 5 minutes. See how it's getting a little bit thicker? That's the way I want it. I don't want it thick, thick, thick. Just thickening up a little bit. And then I'm going to put my cheese into my sauce and melt it in. And I'm going to continue stirring.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, we got our cheese all melted into our sauce. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, depending on how much cheese you put into this sauce. You might not need any salt. I only put about 1/4 cup. And I did not put any salt in my water while I boiled it, so that's why I'm adding just a little bit. Okay, now it's nice and thick. Turned my stove off, and I'm just going to pour it on top of my cauliflower. That's the best part.
Okay, now we're going to roast some broccoli and some Brussels sprouts. So we've chopped up our broccoli into, good sized pieces. And then we've quartered the Brussels sprouts. So we took that tough end off and those outer leaves, and we've just quartered it. And so those are ready. And we've peeled the rutabaga. See, it's much prettier when it's peeled. Be careful, make sure to use a sharp knife when you're cutting the rutabaga. It's tough and we don't want you to cut yourself, okay? So we've diced the rutabaga. So we have our oven preheating at 425, so that's ready to go. And so what we're going to do is just drizzle a little olive oil on our veggies. Don't want to put too much. Olive oil is kind of thick, but just drizzle a little, and then we're going to use some salt and some pepper. So sprinkle a little pepper. And really it's just your preference on how much you judge. Season to your taste. And then the salt. And so after this, what we're going to do with clean hands, we're just going to mix it all up. And so these will, the broccoli and the Brussels sprouts, we will bake those at 425 for about 10 to 15 minutes. And the rutabaga, we'll bake those at 425 for about 25 to 30 minutes. So once we have those mixed up and ready to go, we have our pan here. Our pan, and so we've just made a separation in our little pan. So we'll just pour our vegetables out into our pan and kind of spread them evenly. So we want them to cook evenly. All those good, yummy veggies in the cabbage family. And then we'll add our rutabaga. And so these are mild, kind of like the turnip. They have just a mild sweet taste. So very, very good. So what, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to pop these in the oven. And we'll set our timer for 15 minutes for the broccoli and the Brussels sprouts. And once those are done, we'll take those out and we'll leave our rutabagas in for another 10-15 minutes until those are soft. So we'll check back here shortly and see how things are going. Okay, so here's the finished product. We have our cauliflower, our roasted veggies. It smells wonderful in here.
It does.
Michelle, do you want to tell me about your cauliflower?
I'll show you my cauliflower with the chili sauce on it. And you can see that. And then I was going to show you that you can just cut straight through it. I cooked it enough to where it was just easy to cut through. And it's so good with the cheese sauce on it. Every kid would love it.
Yes.
All right, and then Sabrina, this looks wonderful.
So we have our roasted broccoli and Brussels sprouts and our roasted rutabaga. Now remember, the rutabaga, it takes a little while longer because it's dense, but it tastes delicious. It has like a hint of sweet and would be a wonderful side to any dish. Maybe add some noodles and mix it together.
Or some rice and you got yourself a meal.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, thank y'all so much for coming to the class. We really do appreciate it. And Sabrina, let us know what we're supposed to do after the class.
Okay, so in the link, there will be a link in the description below. So click on that link and just follow those instructions for us. You'll receive a certificate by email that will be your credit for this class. Just let us know that you've taken it so we can give you your nutrition education credit. And also, give us your feedback. Let us know what you liked. If you have any ideas for future classes that you'd like us to maybe put together for you, let us know, because we do this for you. We appreciate our clients. And again, we thank you for attending our class today.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye.